It's live now. Not sure. Yeah. Okay, I think we are live. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's working. Might be lagging just a little bit. I don't know how I can't see the chat.
I thought you were just looking at it just now.
Okay, I think it's here. Hey guys, if you see me, if you can hear me, let me know. And also, don't forget to send me your questions and we're going to be asking them. I also have Sabina here. Because we were just shooting and she's a model. She's in a lot of my pictures. So if you guys want to ask her any questions about modeling or I don't know, anything that you want to ask her, just send them and we'll be answering the questions.
Oh yeah, they're writing.
Yeah, I think I see the chat. I think I have it here. Hey. Oh my god, there's like people actually watching. I seriously thought there's gonna be just like 2 people.
They're saying you're live. I can hear you.
They can hear me and I'm live. That's awesome. And oh, sorry, getting messages. And yeah, you guys just go ahead and ask me any questions. Can you show some of the raw shoots from? Oh, I definitely can.
Do you want me
but
to
I need to.
Camera?
Yeah.
Where is it?
I think it's in the living room. Sorry, I'm just gonna mute my phone because I'm getting messages. I can totally show you guys the raws. Give me just a second. Sabina's just gonna bring the camera. The photo shoot was actually pretty funny because we were supposed to shoot during the day with natural light.
So heavy.
But Sabina slept till 12. Can you imagine? So she came pretty late and we had to shoot with some kind of artificial light. And I actually ended up using just my lamps. And it actually turned out really, really cool. So let me just post some pictures and we'll show you. This one, right? This one is a really good one. Okay, let me see.
How are you showing?
I don't know. Really, can you guys see? This is one.
I think you should flip it.
Like that, right? Oh, wait. Yeah. This way. Okay, hopefully you guys can see it. So there's one picture that we really, really liked. And the lighting that we used were just 2 lamps in my apartment. Can you actually close the door? Yeah. Sorry, I have like my boyfriend and his sister in the other room and they're just making food. So there's one. Let me find another one. Maybe like, we also used some candles for this shoot. And yeah, they turned out really, really cool. And one of these, right? Give me a second. Let's find... Oh.
I look dead.
There's one also of Sabina laying... Oh my god, I can't... I don't know if you guys can see this, but she's laying on the floor and there's just flowers and like candles all around her. It had really, really cool like yellow light. How can you be a professional photographer? I don't know, you just start doing it. For the longest time, I was really afraid to actually start my own business because I thought that I'm not good enough, but that's like the worst thing you can think of yourself as a photographer. You just have to believe in your abilities and start charging people. It's the only way you actually become a professional photographer. Until you start charging someone, you're not going to be a photographer, right? And that's pretty much it. And then you just get better with time and practice. Right, Sabina?
Yes. Don't be creepy.
Yeah, don't
be
creepy.
a creepy one.
Okay, let's see what else is here. Okay. Yes, that's not a Mark III. Sorry, that's not a Mark II. That's a Mark III. I used to have a Mark II for the longest time, and then I got the Mark III just recently, and the lens is Canon 85mm 1.2. Sorry, I'm talking really fast, and whenever I talk fast, it just always comes out really weird. And I'm also kind of nervous. Never done the live stream before. So this is my very usual setup. It's the Canon body, 5D Mark III, and the lens, that's the Canon 85mm 1.2. I also really like Sigma 35mm 1.4, but I really prefer this one for all of my creative stuff and for portraits. The Sigma ones is really wide, and it's great for like weddings and stuff like that. Okay, so there's a lot of questions. I want to move on shooting models one day. Where's the good place to find models? So a lot of people actually ask me this questions, where do you find models? I wanted to make like a funny video of me like going with binoculars and like trying to look for models. Anyways, the way I started shooting models was just with my friends and my sister mainly. Sabina has been like my good friend for like
day one.
From day one.
I've been here
for like I don't even know how many years now, like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just fortunate to have like really good looking friends. But then what happened was I started messaging modeling agencies myself. But to be honest, I prefer just shooting people that you know, your friends. It's just a lot easier and it's a lot more comfortable doing shoots with your friends, I guess, that rather than with someone that you don't really know. So yeah, start with just people that you know. You're going to be more comfortable with them, especially if this is just your first time shooting with a model, like with a person. And then when you're comfortable enough, you can start messaging modeling agencies. It's very simple. All you do is you literally email them and say, hi, my name is this and that. I'm a young photographer. I would love to expand my portfolio and use your models. Do you have anyone available? This is the link to my portfolio. Check it out. Let me know. This is it. If they say no, they're just not going to reply to you. So whatever. If they don't want to work with you, then they're lost, right? Okay, let's see what else is there. How do you figure out fees? And how low to start and how to increase. Okay, so fees are still something that I myself kind of struggle with, because I'm always thinking I'm not good enough, which, as I said before, you should never think that. But I think I started charging around $100 for a photo shoot. I think it's a pretty nice price. And again, just start with your family, friends, and whenever you're more comfortable, you can move on to actual clients. I started posting my ads on Facebook, on Instagram, on Kijiji, anywhere that you really can. And then once you shoot more and more people, they're just going to talk about it. They're going to recommend you to their friends. And that's how you kind of get more clients. And when do you know how to increase and when to increase the prices is really depends all on you. If you feel like your quality of your work is a lot better, you can increase a little bit. I think after the 100, I increased it to 200, then I increased it to 300, and this is what it's right now. It's around 300 for a photo shoot, but it really depends on how long the photo shoot is, what the concept is, who I'm shooting. Is it a family photo shoot? Is it an engagement? Is it children? Is it newborn? It all depends on that and how long it takes. Do I have to travel somewhere? Things like that. But I would start at 100 and then just move up. Okay, let's see what else do we have. Do you think it is possible to become a professional photographer, earn money at 13? To be honest, I still struggle with my age. Whenever I'm 24, but I guess I look a little bit younger, and whenever I come to photo shoots, people like look at me really strange. For some reason they expected me probably to be older or maybe look older or anything like that. So like even right now, people kind of I guess maybe don't even trust me as much because I look young. So if you're 13, I mean, you can try, girl, but, or boy, I don't know who said that. Emma, you can try, but it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be definitely hard because people, I mean, you might be just amazing and awesome, but people tend to trust like older people. I don't know. It's really stupid because I still have the same problem. Let's see, what else do you think? Okay, I think I've seen this one. Okay, people are asking how I'm making money. So my income comes mostly from weddings. I started doing weddings about 2 years ago, and weddings bring you just the most money. When I started doing photography, I wanted to be a fashion photographer, and I just couldn't make any money whatsoever. In this industry, everyone wants everything for free. So if you're shooting models for an agency, they're gonna want to have it for free, or sometimes they will ask you to pay for the models, which is ridiculous. But like, it's really, really, really hard to make money in fashion. So I decided I'm gonna move into weddings, family, stuff like that, and this is how I primarily make money. Once you shoot a wedding, they're gonna have a kid, or they're gonna be pregnant, so I shoot the pregnancy pictures and the newborn pictures and then family pictures and all of that. Also, a lot of the times I actually shoot like creative stuff just for girls that want to have like their pictures taken. Like, they just want some pretty pictures, and that's what I do for them. But yeah, mostly families, engagements, couples. Also, I do a lot of boudoir work. A lot of like wedding boudoirs, so like the bride before the wedding wants to get her like sexy pictures done. I do that a lot. But yeah, this is how I make money. Okay, the lens is killer. Yes, it is, and I know it was expensive, but I seriously was saving up for it for like the whole year. I bought it probably 2 or 3 years ago, and at that time I was still at the university, and I was still working, trying to like work, to have like a little job on the side, and I did not have a lot of money, but I've saved up for it, and I finally got it, and it's a really, really good investment. So people are asking if my friend next to me is a model, Sabina. Yes, she does quite a bit of modeling, and I would say that I discovered Sabina.
Thank you, Irene.
Because as I said, she was just my friend. We met because when we both came to Canada, we didn't have like a lot of friends, and we both speak Russian. If there is any Russians watching, let me know. I'll say hi to you in Russian or Ukrainian or Polish or whatever. And then
I'm not a model, though, to answer the question. I'm really not. No. I just hang out in front of the camera sometimes.
Sabina is just really, really, really good looking. Ridiculously good looking. And yeah, this is what I said. Like, I'm just pretty fortunate that like a lot of my friends are really beautiful, so I just prefer to shoot them. Have you shot any book covers? I wish. I was published a few times in different magazines, but nothing big. To be honest, it was something that I really, really wanted to do. But, привет! Арина написала нам привет.
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 Арина?
Арина, откуда ты?
Arina, why? Why, Arina?
So I really wanted to get published, but it doesn't really do anything for you, to be honest. Most magazines won't pay you for it unless you're really big and really famous. So if it doesn't do much for me, if I don't make money out of it, I don't really care for it. But a book cover would be really interesting. Did you attend post-secondary school, and if so, what did you study? So I actually have a video that I made on my YouTube that's called How I Quit School to Become a Photographer.
How I quit post-secondary. And why?
But you can watch that for more detail, but pretty much in Ukraine I studied international relations for a year at the university there. Then when I moved to Canada, I continued my international relations studies here in Canada at the University of Calgary. But the more I got into photography, the more I realized that that's actually what I want to do. So after my third year, I decided to quit and pursue my photography career. And I know a lot of people still kind of don't agree with my choice, but this is what I felt like, and I think it was the right choice, to be honest. I've never been happier, really, and I always can go back to school and finish it. So
she's happy.
Who knows, maybe I will finish my school at some point, but I don't think it's going to be this particular subject. Maybe it's going to be something like filmmaking or I don't know, something more interesting and like closer to photography. I don't particularly want to go to art school because I've already kind of developed my own style of photography, and I don't want to really someone to tell me that I should do it differently or like wrong. I don't really play by rules at all. So like the idea of going to the art school and someone telling you how to do photography is kind of weird to me. So I don't think I would do that, but or maybe even something like business related so I can manage my business a little bit better. Maybe I would do something like that. Okay. There's greetings from Ecuador. Am I even saying it? I feel like I say it so foreign.
Where is it?
Right there. Hi everyone.
Follow on IG. Jesus wants for us to follow on IG.
You have to tell me what's your IG.
Yeah, tell us your @
Oh, there's greetings from Mexico. Hey, Mexico. It says, when you do weddings, do you manage some kind of package with video or just photographs? So actually, I've done some video before, and I don't do it as much just because I don't think I'm as good at it, and especially when I try to film video and take pictures at the same time, I feel like I'm not giving enough. I'm not giving 100% to either. So I don't really do it anymore, but when I just started, I actually did 2 weddings where I did pictures and I also did some video, and I put those little pieces in like a nice 3-minute video with the music, and they really liked it. So I don't know. I'm actually really thinking of doing just videography for weddings, but I need some more equipment for that. And but yeah, I'm really into videography. This is why I started making YouTube videos, because this is another like passion of mine. I really like making little films and videos, and when I was a kid, this is actually how it all started. I took pictures, but I mostly like took little videos with my like neighbor kids and like my sister and my brother. They were really funny because we were little, but this is what I was really interested in. So videography definitely would be something that I want to look into.
Paul, what's your Insta?
Okay. For young photographers to gain. Okay, recommendations for young photographers to gain experience. So something that helped me a lot was working with another photographer. So when it comes to creative stuff, I think I'm pretty good at it right now because I've been doing it for so long. But when I started doing weddings, I thought that I was kind of lost at it. I didn't know how to do it like properly, or I needed some guidance. So what I did is I worked with an actual wedding photographer for a whole year. He's a very like well-known photographer here in Calgary. Charges pretty like a lot for his weddings, and I was just his assistant and second shooter for the weddings, and I worked with him the whole year, and it helped me so much. I could see exactly how he interacts with his clients and the pictures that he likes to shoot, and he taught me so many little things about just how to shoot weddings, because they are completely different than like shooting someone in your studio or just outside and just doing like a regular photo shoot. Weddings are completely unpredictable, very rushed. You will be forced to shoot in like locations that you don't like, with the light that you don't like, with people that don't really know how to pose. A lot of things happening. People are stressed, people are late. It's like crazy. And so working with a photographer that already knew how to do these things was such a good experience. So for all of you young photographers that want to have more experience, find yourself a job being an assistant to someone that's already like a well-known photographer, and you'll just learn so much. And again, if you're worried how do you do that, it's pretty easy. You find a photographer that you really like and ask them, hey, I'm a young photographer, I need some experience, is it okay if I'm gonna be assisting for some of your photo shoots. You can do it for free for a few photo shoots, or you can be like a wedding assistant if you want to. Like what I did, it was actually like my second job. He paid me for being his assistant. People from Australia. Hi, Bruce from Australia. It's so awesome that there's so many people from different places. Someone on Instagram told me that they're gonna be watching the stream, but it's gonna be like 3 a.m. where they live. So sorry for all of you that like stayed up late to watch the stream. So does the photography support you for a whole year? So currently it does, but in the winter time, like barely. I live in Canada and it gets really cold here in the winter time. So there's not too many people that want to take pictures in the winter, and most of the weddings that I do are in the summer and spring and like the early fall. So in the winter time it's really hard for me to make money, but I still manage. There's a lot of boudoir photo shoots for like Valentine's Day. I try to do photo shoots at my apartment. I can still do newborn shoots, but most of the time the money that I make during the summer kind of lasts me through the winter. But hopefully soon enough, I'm going to be able to maybe open a little studio, and then I can be shooting year round. Because right now I mostly shoot outside, and whenever it's cold, it's not fun, right? It's not fun when it's cold. It gets really, really cold here.
And then she makes me and her other friends struggle out there in cold.
You see, this is why I shoot with my friends, because I will literally tell them to like
me, but they still love me.
I will tell them to like lay on the floor, lay in the mud, go into the river with like fish and
yeah, real models don't do that. It's only us.
Yeah, and I've had like girls that I don't know say no to me. So like whenever I have an idea and I would be like, hey, like it would be actually really cool. I know it sounds kind of crazy and weird, but if you would lay down right here in these leaves and then like
get a little dirty.
And she's like, sorry, I won't do it. And I was like,
but my hair.
So like my friends don't really have a choice. So
they don't care.
If I ask them to do something stupid, they'll do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, but it's always worth it. You know,
it is, yes, that's how you get the best.
Yeah,
shots,
when we
right?
went to Dominican, I went with Sabina, my sister, my mom, like my boyfriend, and I took some pictures of Sabina and Irene. So you probably guys like seen it on my Instagram. I can actually find the picture and show it to you. But Sabina was literally covered in sand.
I was a part of the sand. I feel like I became sand.
It was this picture right here of Sabina.
That's before it hit me.
Oh yeah, and the wave like hit her a few times in the face, and the sand was everywhere.
And then my dress too.
That
dress was so see-through. I had to walk back to my room with that dress, and I was just like literally trying to hold. I didn't know where to hold.
And let's say that the people on the beach got a show.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, go girl. That's a good one.
It was pretty awesome.
And then my hair too. I was trying to really like do my hair really nicely, and of course it got wet and stuff.
If you ever come to Toronto, please make a post about it on Instagram. I would love to work with you. I wish I could travel, and I'm actually really thinking of traveling more next year. In the summertime, I'm gonna be trying to get a little workshop here in Calgary. If there's enough people that show up to my workshop, I might be trying to set up workshops in Edmonton, maybe Toronto, maybe Vancouver, and maybe I'm gonna be traveling to Seattle. I have few friend photographers that live there, and I might be traveling there. But yeah, I would really love to travel somewhere, but right now I don't think I can really do it, but maybe at some point. And if I do travel somewhere, I will let you guys know on my Instagram and on YouTube and things like that. Oh, someone says I missed their question 2 times. I'm sorry if I miss any questions, but it's just a lot of questions, and it's kind of hard to see which ones I missed.
Can you go up?
Yeah, I will go up and see if I missed any of the questions. Okay.
What's his question?
Yeah, do you agree with practice using only 2 lenses at the session, for example? So the question was, do I agree with using only 2 lenses? And actually, this is what I use. I only have 2 lenses in my kit. I'm very minimalistic when it comes to the equipment that I have. This is why I mainly shoot with natural light, because I don't like dragging different lighting supports and stuff like that. Same goes with my lenses. I know there's 2 lenses that I absolutely love, and they are just enough for me. Actually, I'm thinking of switching my 35 Sigma for a 50mm lens, or just keeping both of them, I don't know. But right now I have only 2 lenses in my kit. So that's a Sigma 35mm 1.4. It's a wider lens, and then the 85mm for portraits. That's pretty much all you need, really. You don't need tons of weird lenses and equipment and expensive things to create art and to create beautiful pictures. Really, you don't. So once you figure out just your style and you get better, you'll know which lenses you need. Okay, did I miss any other ones? How do you start taking portraits if someone who shoots things like still life and landscape? What are the first rules to shooting portraiture, like lighting, etc. things? Okay, so it's kind of hard for me to answer these questions because I never shot any landscapes. I was always drawn to portraiture. But if you want to start, I would say, it's a hard question. Okay, so when it comes to lighting, I always make sure the easiest lighting to shoot portraits is shade. So if you're not comfortable yet shooting with like backlit or side lit images, you can always find a place, like a shady place.
Find a shady place.
Find a shady place. Take your model there. And shoot her.
Just be really creepy
and shady
under a tree.
But
under a tree is the best.
But yeah, just find a place that has nice shade. That lighting is gonna be just perfect. Or whenever it's an overcast day, you just can't go wrong. It's a perfect light for portraits. Now, when it comes to posing a model, I actually have a video on how to pose models. But the main things are to just communicate with your model and let her see the pictures that you take from the camera so that she kind of knows better which ones are like the best ones, right? So whenever I shoot with Sabina, let's say, we'll take some pictures and then I'll show it to her and she will know exactly that, like, oh, this was a bad one, or like this one was
like,
a great
my
one.
hair is not that great.
You know, and she'll know exactly what to do like in the next picture. So
if she actually knows what she's looking at, right? Because she might not know.
Yeah.
But that's the thing too. Just find somebody who actually knows their angles. If you're
which
just,
is
like,
hard.
testing.
Yeah, it's hard, especially if you have never shot someone. It's kind of hard to get someone that already knows how to model,
I don't
right?
know,
So
right.
To be honest, it all just takes practice, and like again, no one is good at it at first, but just try your best. And do you have any tips for photographers when they shoot with models?
If it's somebody who's like a newbie, and let's say it's really difficult for them to pose, I would say always try and do some pictures not from like completely from the side, but try and like turn them a little bit to the side. I find that that's the easiest angle for everybody, and it's really easy to get it. Really, it's the easiest angle, and
probably a little bit up top too. So like not shooting it straight on, but for portraits, let's say put your camera just a little bit above the model, so that way you won't get the double chin. And it just overall is gonna be more flattering than doing it like from, I don't know, the down. But yeah, like straight on or just a little bit higher is a really good angle for portraits. Okay. Ooh, what else is in here? I think, yeah, there's the 2 prime lenses that I answered.
What time is it in Australia right now? I'm wondering.
Yeah, you guys let me know what time it is where you guys are from. I would really like to know. When shooting portraits, how do you get the whole person in focus and the background blurred? Do a higher aperture number than the background is number. Okay, so if you want to get the background blurred, the only thing that affects the blurriness of your background is the aperture. So if you go to your camera right here And funny thing is that for the longest time I did not know what an aperture means, what an ISO means, and what the shutter speed means. Like for the longest time I was shooting like on like auto. And just probably 4 years ago, like I kind of figured it out by myself. And this is actually another reason why I started YouTube channel, is because every time I would go on YouTube and try to look a tutorial up, it would always be like someone really boring, like, and talking with a lot of like technical terms that I did not understand. Like I'm here trying to find out what an aperture is, and you're like explaining it like using a bunch of other weird. Oh, Sabina's leaving.
Bye.
Bye, Sabina.
Bye, friends. Bye, Irene.
Bye.
Call you. I think my cab is here.
All right.
Yeah. Bye. See you.
So for the longest time, I was trying to figure out what it is, and I'm gonna just show you guys here. So this is what this right here. Oh, this right here. This is the aperture. It's that little F sign, and as you can see right now, this is actually what I was using for the shoot just right now. So I was using the aperture that's the lowest my lens can go. This is 1.2. Then I was using really, really high ISO because we were shooting like in really low lighting so that the candlelight will show up, and that my shutter speed was at 250. So the lower the aperture goes, the more blurry your background is going to be. There are some lenses that just won't get the same kind of blurry background, but there's some that are really, really good for the blurry background. This baby right here is amazing. All of the Canon lenses I find are very soft and create really like that magical feel that I like. Canon lenses tend to be a little bit sharper, maybe a little bit more colorful. This is more soft. This is why I prefer Canon. But all you need to do is just lower it down like pretty much to the lowest you can. It might be a little bit hard to focus at first, but again, you get used to it. Also, I just posted a video about freelancing, and that's another way to get really cool bokeh and blurriness without a really expensive lens. So you guys should just check it out. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, hello from Philippines. Hi. Okay. Sorry, there's a lot. Puerto Rico, Chicago, Florida, Los Angeles, Mexico. Oh my god. Okay, someone asked me, what do you think about the 24 70mm lens for weddings? I actually used to have that particular lens, and I sold it. The reason why it didn't fit for me personally is that it was too sharp, it was too bulky. I'm a small girl. And even this lens is like super heavy for me. The 2470 was like really big, and I was just not getting really nice pictures with it. I don't know, it's just my personal preference. The guy that I sold it to really loved the lens. He shoots with it all the time. But I personally didn't particularly like it. It didn't fit my style. But I've seen Jessica Kobesi make a video about this particular lens, and she really, really loved it, but she uses it for fashion shots. So I know that you can get really, really good shots of it because I've seen the stuff that she posted on Instagram using this lens. But for me particularly, it didn't really work. I just prefer the 35. And I guess why I didn't like the lens is because I like the prime lenses. I don't like the zoom lenses at all. Like, I don't know why, just the prime, the set lenses just fit my style more. I don't know. Okay, oh my god, I have too many comments. Sorry guys if I'm not answering some of your questions. If you could go back to teach yourself one thing about photography that you know now but didn't know when you started, what would it be? It would definitely be how to use manual setting, because when I started photography, as I said, for the longest time I was using just the auto setting, and you cannot get a good picture using an auto setting. Like, it's just not gonna look professional. Doesn't matter what kind of camera you use. Like, I could take this camera, put it on on auto, and it's gonna look crappy. And I wish that I knew how to use manual, and again what like the aperture was, things like that, because it really improves the quality. And yeah, that probably would be it. Italy, oh my god, I love Italy. I was studying Italian for a little bit, but I don't think I don't remember anything, but I feel like I connect with Italians so much. Like I feel like in my previous life I lived in Italy or something, and I really really want to go there to visit. Okay, have you used film cameras before? Do you think it's worth to purchase a used Canon AE1 for $50? I've never used a film camera, but I really would like to. And to be honest, people always ask me like, what do you think about this camera? Something T3i. What do you think about this camera? 60D. And I'm just like, girl, I don't know nothing about cameras. I just know that the camera that I have is like really good. And how I chose this camera was that a lot of my favorite photographers used this particular combo of the 85mm 1.2 and the Canon, the Mark D whatever 2 or 3, and that's what I bought, and this is what I like. But seriously, I have no idea about other cameras. Really, I'm really bad. Like the only cameras that I had was when my first camera was Canon Rebel XSI, and then the second was the Mark 5D, the second one, and then I have the third one. But I'm really really bad with like technological stuff, especially when it comes to camera. I'm more like of a creative person and creative mind. I don't really think too much about like, oh, what kind of shutter speed should I choose? Oh, what kind of like this should I choose? Like, especially if I'm using some kind of artificial light, I just kind of wing it. Like today I used lamps because I thought it might be cool, and yeah, that's what I did. Okay. Okay, someone said that they like watching my videos because it's not putting them to sleep. I really hope so, because I seriously think that I can be boring sometimes. And sometimes, because English is not my first language, so I don't know, sometimes I kind of ramble on and I talk really fast and no one understands what I'm saying, but hopefully this is entertaining for you guys and somewhat like interesting. La la la. Okay, so Irene asked me that when she shoots at a low aperture, she gets only the face in focus and then the person is out of focus, and she would like to get more of the person in focus. So for this, really not much you can do. You will have to increase your aperture, or you can just get the person to stand further. So the further or you can just back up. So the more of the full body shot you will get, then more of the things will get in focus, because your line of focus is just gonna like decrease. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing you can do. And then if you still wanted to get more of a portrait, you can just crop it. That's pretty much it. New Zealand. What is your personal favorite outdoor? Forest, water, or garden? Oh, anything outdoor I just love. To be honest, my absolute favorite thing is the springtime when all of the trees bloom. Unfortunately, here in Canada, not a lot of trees bloom, and they don't really bloom for a long time. When I lived back home in Ukraine, there was so much beautiful bloom everywhere, like cherries and apples and apricots, and they smelled so delicious. But I absolutely adore flowers, and if I could just shoot in some kind of garden that's filled with exotic flowers, I would just die. That would be really, really awesome. Also, I really love mountains. I should definitely go and should like in the mountains a lot more, because I live really close to Banff, and it's really freaking beautiful there. I just never like get to do it, but I should definitely do it more. What photographers inspire you? Oh, I'm really bad with names. I forget names all the time, but I really love the Eastern European aesthetics because I guess because I'm Eastern European. But if you go on 500px and you find any Russian, Ukrainian photographer, this is my thing. I love fairy tale photography. And also, I really like any kind of portrait photography or even fashion photography. Literally anything can inspire me. So, anything pretty. I'm really bad at answering questions. It's horrible. How often do you shoot? It all depends because some weeks I find myself shooting almost every day. Some weeks I shoot only like twice a week, but I don't know, like once a week, that's the minimum. I have to shoot at least once a week because I get bored if I don't do it. But in the summertime, it gets absolutely crazy. I shoot almost every single day and it's really hard to get a day off. Where do you get the dresses and costumes from? So I'm gonna be actually making a video about this if I can do it. But anyways, all of my dresses I get from thrift stores, particularly from Value Village. I'm a thrifter. I love thrifting so much. It's like my favorite thing to do. It's like a hobby of mine, you know. I go to the thrift store and I feel at home, and I just love finding things. It's like a rush. If you find like something amazing in a pile of garbage, you're just like but that's how I feel. So my favorite sections in the Value Village is the lingerie section because they always have really cool vintage slips and like lingerie and just like old kind of nightgowns, and they're usually just like lacy and beautiful, like pastel colors. They're so gorgeous. So pretty much all of them are from Value Village, and I have just so many of them. I'm actually thinking of like starting to maybe sell some of them because there's way too many of them. Okay, where and who did you learn from your photoshopping techniques? So when it comes to Photoshop, I pretty much figured it out on my own, and from YouTube. YouTube is just the best place to find everything that you need, especially right now. There hasn't been that many good tutorials about photography a few years ago, but now there's so many more photographers that start their own channels, and I'm very happy about it because more and more awesome tutorials online. But pretty much I looked up different tutorials on YouTube. So let's say I wanted to brighten up the face, I would literally type that into YouTube and find the tutorial that I wanted. Flern, I think that's what their YouTube channel is called. They're amazing for tutorials, so you can watch that if you want to know anything about Photoshop. Tips on shooting backlit portraiture. I can't seem to get my exposure right. Okay, it's, you know, backlit pictures are pretty hard to shoot. It has to be a very particular light. It can be too bright, it can be too dark. My tip would be to try to shoot with pretty high shutter speed and then fix it in Photoshop. That's what I do most of the times. You can fix the overexposed pictures in Camera Raw preset. I'm actually going to be doing a video on simply just Camera Raw and showing how it can change your picture. And also the tip would be to shoot in RAW because then you can fix it. But yeah, backlit pictures are hard. They're really hard. So yeah, I would say I always shoot again at very low aperture and then get your shutter speed pretty high and then fix it in Photoshop. That's like the only tip I can really give you. Also, actually, what I did that helped with backlit pictures is that if the sun goes through some of the tree branches, because then it kind of breaks down the light a little bit, and then it's not like super intense, and so that way the picture's not going to be overexposed. But also the best time is just right before the sun sets, and then you can get that perfect backlit picture. Okay, let's see those comments. Where in Ukraine are you from? So I'm from Western Ukraine. there's a city called Lviv, and I lived in a town really close to that city. The name is Zhovkva. So, but Lviv, Lvov, whatever you want to call it, that's pretty much where I'm from. I'm from Western Ukraine. So I speak Ukrainian. That is my first language. And then, because all Ukrainians know Russian, I know Russian. Where did you study photography and for how long? So I didn't study photography. I'm a self-taught photographer, and it just all started as a hobby, as something that I really liked doing. And then again, just the more you do it, the more experienced you will get, and you'll just get better. It's like anything else, there are artists there that didn't really know how to draw, but they kind of taught themselves how to do it and just got better. Obviously, there's going to be some kind of talent there, because I've seen there are people that, I guess, no matter what they do, they don't really get the nice picture, but I guess it's a lot to do with aesthetics and like seeing beautiful things. But everything else, you can just you can learn. So I taught myself how to do it, and it's so easy to do it nowadays. All the information is online. It's seriously, you can type in anything that you want to know about photography into Google, into YouTube, and you'll find all the information that you need. Thank you guys for all the super sweet comments. I love all of you. Thank you for following me. I'm like, it's crazy that I've hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like, I never thought it's gonna happen. So someone's asking me, thank you for answering. That was Irene. That was my Russian girl. She's saying, for how long have you been vegan? So yeah, some of you have noticed that on my Instagram, I added to my bio that I'm vegan. And I don't talk about it too much just because I don't know, I'm actually thinking maybe I will start a vegan YouTube channel, but I don't really talk about it on my Instagram. But I've been vegan for half a year now, so about 6 months, and I absolutely love it. I will not go back to eating meat, and I was like the biggest eat-meater you can find. I went vegan for ethical reasons, environmental issues, and mostly started with health. I wanted to lose a little bit of weight, and I've never felt better. Like, I have lots of energy, lots of positivity. It's a great, awesome lifestyle. Do you think that sharpness is overrated? We actually were talking about sharpness with another photographer. By the way, this photographer is absolutely awesome. You guys should follow him. Here, his name is Andres. This is his Instagram. I don't know if you can see it, but he's absolutely amazing. He's a photographer here in Calgary. You guys should follow him. But we were talking about this just recently, about sharpness. And we were both saying that, we actually really love the old film pictures where maybe not a lot of them were like really in focus, but they were really beautiful. So I really love the blurriness. That's why I love using the freelance technique, because it gives that really cool blurriness. And so what if the picture is not super sharp? It can have that very like cool softness about it, and I really, really like that. What else is in here? When did you start to love photography? So from what I remember, when I was little, about 10 years, maybe even younger, I was obsessed with taking pictures and mostly filming. So my dad at that time was already here in Canada, and he sent us a video, like a video camera, the camcorder. Like, it recorded some like really low quality video, but I loved it so much. And that time we also got the computer. So what I did, I recorded my neighbors and myself, and just like my sister, my brother, and we would make little skits and films, and then I would edit it on like the movie maker and make little videos, and I was just obsessed with doing it. It was like my true passion, I don't know. And I also love taking pictures. And I don't know if you guys remember, maybe some of you are younger than that, but we used to have the cameras with film inside, right? And then you would have to go and get the pictures from the film. And the film was quite expensive. I would just ruin pretty much the whole film because I would just go outside and take pictures of flowers. My mom was really mad. But I guess I was really into photography a while ago, and then I kind of forgot about it when, when I was a teenager. I wasn't really interested in it. And then when I came to Canada, I kind of rediscovered photography again, and this is how it all started, and, this is where I am right now. Have you ever watched Creative Live? Yes, I have. I really like Creative Live. I've watched some of their free tutorials or workshops. Mainly I watched it because they had Amanda Diaz, and she's from Edmonton. I wish I could collaborate with Creative Live at some point, but you never know what's going to happen. Maybe it's going to happen at some point. Oh yeah, someone said that Irene does a great job. Yes, Irene is from Flern. How do you feel about making composites? I really do admire people that make composites. It takes like so much time to make them. It's crazy. I personally wouldn't be able to do it, and I'm more about just kind of I don't know, just capturing the moment. But I really enjoy some of the composites. I think they're really, really cool. Especially, I've seen some really cool ones on 500px. But it takes so much skill and so much time to do it that I don't think I would do it myself. But I think they're really cool. How do I get my friends to model for me if there aren't models and they aren't used to posing like a model? Is there any way to make it less awkward? So, any girl that has never done a photo shoot before is going to be awkward at first. Whenever I shoot with girls that just wanted some pictures done for themselves, but again, they've never modeled, they're really awkward at first, and it seemed like it's going to be hard, but trust me, once they get into the mode, and once you show them some of the pictures that you've taken, once they see that like the pictures are turning out really, really good, they're just going to like start feeling it, and they're just gonna start moving and doing it by themselves easily. Also, a lot of the times the first photo shoot won't be as good, and like the more you do it, the better it gets. Some of you know there's a girl named Vlada that I shoot a lot on my Instagram, this girl right here. And the first photo shoot that I did with her was like whatever, because she haven't modeled that much, but now she's like an actual supermodel, and like I think that's what she does for a living now, like modeling, and she is amazing now. So if your friend is not as good at your first photo shoot, do a few more and she's gonna get better. Trust me, it's something that again just comes with experience, and they're gonna get better at it. How to make it less awkward is to be funny. I find that it helps a lot, especially when I work with couples. You have to be funny. You have to talk to them a lot, and you have to engage. So don't be silent at the photo shoot ever. Just talk, laugh, make jokes, and it's gonna get so much easier and just so much more just fun. It's gonna be a fun day. What else is in here? Do you use Photoshop or Lightroom or Creative Cloud? Have you found that it has some glitches and crashes on you? I haven't used Creative Cloud. I use mainly Photoshop for all of my creative stuff, for all of the pictures that you see on Instagram. And then Lightroom I use mainly for weddings. That's pretty much it. Photoshop will have everything that you ever need. You don't need any other programs, any other filters, nothing. Photoshop will have everything in it. Can you say something in your language? Звичайно, я можу з вами поговорити на українській. Мені цікаво взагалі, чи хтось дивиться мене зараз, хто може розмовляти на українській. Мені здається, що я вже навіть сама на українській погано розмовляю. Okay, I think that's good enough. Thank you for all the nice comments. Thank you guys so much for, just being so supportive of my work. I'm really surprised that there's so many people watching right now, and I got so many questions. What's the time? It's been almost an hour since we were talking. That's awesome. Let's see. What's the average time you spend on editing on each image? So usually I spend around, I would say, half an hour to an hour. It really depends on the pictures. Some pictures come out so beautiful naturally that I don't need to do really anything to it. It like automatically looks great. But some pictures, I really kind of end up playing with different lighting and different coloring, and it just takes me a while to do it. So I would say from half an hour to an hour even sometimes, especially if I'm doing, if I'm enlarging the pictures and things like that. Hey Irene, what makes a great photo to you? A great photo, whenever I scroll through my Instagram, I like to go into the search and I kind of scroll and I look at the pictures. The pictures that capture my attention mostly are the ones that have some kind of story to it, something compelling. I really love feminine portraits. I really love when the eyes stand out. I really love when the model is unique and have different features. Also, when a picture has unique coloring, unique editing. But really, what makes a great photo? There's a lot of things that go into it, but mostly editing, lighting, and the subject, right? So if you got the lighting right, awesome. If you got the editing right, which I think is very, very important, you can transform your picture from looking very normal to looking really awesome just with editing. And then your subject, right? And it doesn't mean that someone has to be like physically beautiful. It just has to be a compelling picture. Again, if you see that they're telling story through their eyes, then I think that makes a great photo. Do you have any tips on stylizing and coloring? So I guess what you mean is like coloring, meaning like editing the picture. I would say what I'm really obsessed with right now is making pictures like monochromatic. So yeah, if you go to my Instagram, you probably have seen that I've been obsessed with like making my pictures blue. So like something like this right here, I really love that monochromatic look of like everything being just blue and teal. And I do it all with gradient maps, and again, there's a tutorial on YouTube on how to do it. There's a Photoshop tutorial. You can just find it in my YouTube. I think it's just called like how to use gradient maps or something like that, or how to color. I don't remember what it's called, but gradient maps is the best tool to do this. Okay, you speak very well. Oh, thank you, because I don't know if I do. I seriously, when I came to Canada, I was really, really self-conscious about the way I talk, because I always thought of myself as an intelligent person, and sometimes it's very hard to convey like the things that I wanted to say in English because I don't exactly know the right words to use. But I guess it's getting better now, and thank you guys for saying that. How did you save up for an 85 before you started getting paid for shoots? So at that time, I was at the university and I was studying full-time at the university, but I needed money. So I found a job. I worked in retail. I worked at the clothing store. It was the worst time ever. I hate working in retail. Like that's... But anyways, I worked in retail because I really needed money, and I just did it, right? And I saved money for the whole year. I really didn't go out. I didn't buy anything for myself. I just saved up every single penny that I had, and I was able to get my lens. But yeah, I had to save up for everything myself because my parents were not really supportive of my photography at that time. They are very supportive right now, but at that time they were not. And anything that I wanted to get, like new cameras, new lenses, new lighting, I had to get myself. So I just worked and saved up for it. What percentage what percentage of your subjects are clients versus models? Most of the people that I shoot are my clients. The creative stuff, I only do it for myself, to update my Instagram, and just to kind of show people what I can do. And actually why I like shooting models for creatives, and I obviously don't get paid from those pictures, but it kind of shows my clients how creative I can be, and a lot of the times they really love those pictures, and that's why they hire me. And the last photo shoot that I did, they really loved the picture that I did of this girl right here in the window, these pictures right here. So my client really liked those pictures, and I did those for her because that's what she wanted to do. So that's pretty cool that, you know, your creative stuff can get you an actual paid job. But I would say 80% is like my clients, and then 20% is models. What do you usually do with your camera bag, other equipment during wedding ceremonies at the reception? So I have the smallest camera bag. I wish I could like show it to you guys right now, but I don't want to like leave the stream and go to my room to find it. But I have the smallest bag ever. Just sits on my shoulder, and that's what I have during the ceremony, because I have 2 of my lenses, you know, in the bag. So whenever I have to switch the lens, I'll put it in the bag, take the other lens quickly, and then like go shoot. So yeah, that's what I do. I seriously, whenever, even when I shoot weddings, all of the equipment that I have is the body, 2 lenses, lots of batteries, lots of memory cards, and a flash. That's literally all I bring. As I said, I'm very, very minimalistic when it comes to equipment. And some people do think that like, oh, you just need tons of equipment to do photography, but you really don't. Sometimes I don't even use my flash because I like to just use natural light. So that's all I do. I just bring a little tiny bag, strap it on the whole time, and whenever it's like the reception, I just put it at my table whenever, you know, where I'm sitting, and just walk around like this with my camera strapped. That's pretty much it. Very easy. What did you study in college? I studied international relations in college. I really did like it at first, but it got kind of boring after a while because I was really interested more in photography. But international relations, when I studied it in Ukraine, the main reason why I liked it was because we studied English there. Because that was like the main international language, English. And I'm very much into studying languages. That's why I loved it. How do you explain to people that you do not work for free? People are constantly asking for free pictures. You just tell them I don't work for free. It's really crappy, isn't it? So many people want everything for free. I don't know, for some reason people assume that us photographers, we just love working for free. Seriously though, you just tell them, sorry, I don't work for free. That's pretty much it. A lot of the times if someone messages me and says, hey, I would love to work with you, this is my portfolio, and I tell them, hey, these are my rates. And that's pretty much it. If they don't want to pay, then bye. That's pretty much it. Okay, Tia says that she's English but can speak her own language very well. You know, I don't think I can speak my own language very well either anymore. I feel like all of the languages that I speak kind of mixed in, and now like it's just a mishmash of like languages. And off the topic, you should do a vegan channel. Yeah, I'm really thinking of doing it because both me and my boyfriend are vegan, and we've been vegan for like, as I said, like half a year, and I'm really into cooking and different recipes, so maybe I should do that. I'm just thinking of buying a new like vlogging camera, and the one that I want is pretty expensive. It's Canon something X7. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a really expensive one. It's around like $600 or $700. So I'm just saving up for that right now, and once I get it, maybe I'll actually start a vegan channel. How many images do clients receive? Okay, so it really depends on the photo shoot. Whenever it's a wedding, they receive around 1,000 pictures. From 1,000 to even more, to even like 1,500 pictures. I do a lot. And the standard is around 500, 600 pictures. But me personally, I just take a lot of pictures and I just don't feel like wasting any good pictures. So I give them all of the pictures that turn out good. So yeah, for a wedding, it's around 1,000 to 1,500 pictures. Whenever it's, let's say, a couple, engagement, or a family pictures, those don't need as much editing, so I can give people a little bit more. So that's normally 30 to 40 images. And whenever I give images to people, I always edit them in both black and white and color, and sometimes I will always also include a Facebook size for them, because the images that I give are just the full size images, so they can print them. And I will also include a smaller size for Facebook. And then whenever I do something creative where I need to edit a lot, the pricing depends on how many pictures they will get. So if they want to pay less, they're going to get 5 pictures. If they want to pay a little bit more, they're going to get 10 pictures, and whatever, it goes up, right? So it really depends on how many pictures edited the client wants. Okay, what's next? What lenses do you use for weddings? So I have only 2 lenses right now. It's the Sigma 35mm 1.4 and the Canon 85mm 1.2. And I really want to get the Sigma 50mm 1.4. It's the new art collection that they just came out with, and a lot of the people told me that it's really amazing, and I love my other Sigma lens. Very sharp, very good quality for the price, so I'm definitely gonna get the 50mm as well. What's your own favorite picture? Ooh, this is very hard because it changes all the time for me. But there is this one picture that is my ultimate favorite. Let me just try to find it here on Instagram, and I'll tell you a little backstory. I took this picture a while ago, probably 4 years ago. I took it with my friend Anna, and she's been another, like, one of my really old friends, and she's absolutely amazing, absolutely gorgeous, like, super beautiful. And at that time, I wasn't really happy with my photography. It was just mediocre. It wasn't like anything great. But this particular photo shoot, after I did those pictures, I just thought to myself, like, those pictures rock, like, they're amazing. And this is one of them, and this was the first picture that got to main page of 500px. If some of you don't know, 500px is a photography website, something like F-Stoppers or something like, no, F-Stoppers is different. What's similar to 500px? Anyways, this is a photography website where people just upload their pictures and other photographers can rate it. And the most rated pictures get to the #1 page. And this was the first picture of mine that got to the #1 page. And this was, it's this picture right here of Anna. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see. You can find it on my Instagram. It's pretty far down there, but you can find it there. And it's just shot in Calgary, but it looks like it was somewhere else, and just everything, like the styling and just the feel, and it tells the story. Like, this is definitely one of my favorite pictures that I've ever took. Do you have any tips on how to start getting clients that have the same aesthetic style as you and that you want to work with? It's hard to get, yeah, I see what you mean. So I've had clients like that before that wanted me to do something that was not really my style. And to be honest, before I work with the client, I always make sure that they will like my work and that the work that I'm going to produce is going to be something that I also like. So before they book a photo shoot, I make sure that I really ask them lots of questions. I tell them send me an inspirational picture of something that you imagine, this will look like in the end. Or what was the picture that you really liked of mine that you want to recreate something similar? Those are the questions that I usually ask, and I just make sure that this is going to be something that I'm going to be also interested in, and it's not going to just really compromise my style. But you will still always get those clients that will ask you to do something that they're into and you're maybe not into as much, but that's just part of your job, and you're just going to have to do it because that's the client's wish, and whatever clients want, you have to provide. So yeah, you're just still going to get those clients. Do you do when you do creative shoots, who does their makeup? Is it okay, if it's professional, who pays them? So a lot of the times a model does her own makeup. Same with the hair. Like Sabina today did her own makeup and her own hair. And most of the time, to be honest, I really don't care about the hair and makeup unless it's something really crazy that needs an actual professional. But most of the time, I just don't hire anyone. I just tell the model, hey, do whatever you want. Just do something natural, do something simple. And just curl your hair and just be pretty. But I do get a lot of makeup artists or hairstylists messaging me every single day, all the time. Because there's a lot of new ones that come into this industry all the time, and they need some kind of portfolio. So what I would do is we would trade. So they give me free makeup and hair, and in return I give them free pictures that they can use on their website for their portfolio. I never pay for makeup and hair. I just don't think, I don't have enough money to do all of these things, right? So like if I was some kind of like super rich person, why not? Maybe I would pay for makeup and hair, but right now I'm just trying to make money and not pay someone, right? So most of the time you can find someone that's looking to trade, and this is what I do. But as I said, most of the time it doesn't even matter too much. Once you know how to use Photoshop pretty good, you don't even need someone to do like professional hair and makeup. Hey Brazil. Vegan here. Hi Sierra. Okay, question about sharpness in low light. So this is what I had to deal with right now, because we were shooting in pretty low light, and yes, it is very hard to get it sharp shooting in low light, especially when I was shooting at a really low aperture. So the only good tip that I can give you is to shoot with pretty high shutter speed. Never go below 200. So in these pictures I kept my shutter speed at 250, and I definitely would not go lower, because then it would be very, very hard to focus and get the picture sharp. But another thing that you can do is be slow. Just make sure you focus on the eyes, and don't just shoot like this. Don't go just like click, 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 click. Don't go like this, like don't go like that. Go just like slow, like focused. Got it? And then click, right? Just make sure you really focus very well. That's pretty much it. And keep your shutter speed higher than 200. That's pretty much all I have to say. You'll still get a lot of blurry pictures when it's low light, but that's just life. You can't really do anything about it. Okay, what else is in here? Okay, the noisy image. Yes, the high ISO will give you a very noisy image. There's no way around it. You can try to fix the grain in post, but that's pretty much it. Either you get some nice external lighting and get rid of the grain, because you don't have to use the high ISO. But when you use high ISO, you're just gonna get the grainness. To be honest, I don't really mind it too much. Like, I think it's kind of cool. I think it adds a lot of character to the picture. Kind of makes it look almost like a film camera. I know a lot of photographers actually add the grain into their pictures to make it look noisy. So I think it's actually pretty cool. What's your very first camera you have ever used? Oh, the ones that I've ever used, I don't remember that, but the one that I bought myself was the Canon Rebel XSI. I still have it. I actually gave it to my dad because he likes to go skiing and he takes nature pictures. But it was still a Canon camera. It's like a cropped sensor, I think, and it served me pretty good. And actually, that favorite picture that I showed you guys, I took it with that camera with a really crappy kit lens, and it still turned out really good. So, see, it just proves that the equipment doesn't matter that much. You can still get really nice pictures. Have you ever tried Zeus lens? I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly. I have not. I believe this is like a film lens. I haven't tried that many things, equipment wise, because I just don't have money for it. But I think it would be really cool to try something new. What do you think about the off-camera flash? I do have an off-camera flash. I use it on my camera though, but I think you can create really, really cool images with it. I actually, when I was really into fashion photography, I really wanted to recreate kind of the same effect that like Terry Richardson has in his pictures. So I used the off-camera flash, and I did these kind of like sexy pictures right here. I did this a very long time ago. As you can see, this is completely different from like my work right now, but these are the pictures that I did, and I really, really like them. Like, I think they're really cool. It's just a different style, but really, you can use anything to create like something really cool. So, prefer natural or flash? Definitely natural. If I don't have to use flash, I will never use it. Even right now, like, see, my model came really late, so we weren't able to use natural light anymore, and I kind of struggled a little bit because natural is just what I always prefer. It's the best lighting you can ever get. It's absolutely beautiful. You can't compare anything to natural light. Even however you try to recreate it, it's my thing. And it's also a lot easier to use. It's just natural light. It's just there. How did you learn Photoshop? Again, I think I already answered that question. YouTube, my friends. YouTube is the best just for anything photography wise, or just Google. There's so many blogs about photography that have just absolutely everything in them. Have you tried Google Nik collection editing software? No, I haven't. I only use Photoshop and then Lightroom sometimes. I use Lightroom whenever I have to edit like lots of pictures and I want to edit them in the same way. But Photoshop, I use it for everything. Would you ever do a video for beginners on what type of settings to use for different types of pictures? Yes, I will be. I have so many ideas for so many pictures. The only problem is time, and it's really, really hard for me to film myself. It's especially with the cameras that I have right now, because all of them are manual focus. None of them have autofocus. So whenever I'm filming myself, I have to use the little remote, and it's just really hard to film myself if I want to move around. And I will definitely need someone to film me taking pictures, and my boyfriend does it for me sometimes, but he's usually at work, so I just need to find like a filming buddy, someone that will help me film my videos, and then I will get a lot more content for you guys. But I'm definitely thinking about making a video for beginners, especially on the settings, because this was something that I myself struggled so much when I was a beginner. I could not understand what the hell are these, like, I seriously had no idea what are all of these, oops. Ugh! Like, I could not understand what are all of these numbers over there. I was like, what is this? What is that? Like, what is all of these things? What do they mean? And like, it's kind of hard to find information like that online because there's not much of it, and it's all very complicated. But it's actually very, very easy. So I'll probably do something like that in the future. Do you have an instant hold reflector? I'm not sure what that is. Oh my god, I feel so like, as I said, I'm really bad with technology and like different gadgets and things when it comes to cameras. I have few photographer friends that like to talk about these things. They're like, oh, this last picture that you did you use this and this, and like, did you do this and that? And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. I just took a picture. So I don't know what it is, but I do have a reflector. I never use it. I don't know. I just never use it. I think it's definitely a really good tool to have, but I just never end up using it ever. So I just don't, as I said, I don't like holding things with me when I go to a photo shoot. Whenever I do something, it's literally like my camera, and that's pretty much it. What do you think about Emily Soto? I really, really love her work. Her work is amazing. It actually inspired all of my recent work with the blue backdrop. All of these images right here. I think if you watch my video on how to make this DIY backdrop, you know that I mentioned her, but like all of these pictures, she inspired those. They were inspired by her like 100%, because she always shoots with like a really dark kind of tie-dye backdrop in the studio, and I really, really love those images. They're super pretty. I wish I could meet her one day. Have you considered getting an action camera like a GoPro? I do have a GoPro actually, and the sound on the GoPro sucks because it's a camera not made for recording yourself talk. It's made for actions, right? So I tried to record me talking to it, and it was just absolutely horrible. So I wish the GoPro would make their sound better, but it's just not very good at all. But I'm pretty set on the camera that I want for vlogging, and once I get it, I'm actually going to be doing a lot more behind the scenes. I actually filmed a behind the scene of today's photo shoot, so it will be on my YouTube channel pretty soon, and you guys will be able to see that. Okay, what's the time? I think it's been it's been like an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm gonna just see if I get any more questions right now, and I think I'm gonna be stopping the stream in about 10 minutes. I think it's lagging just a little bit, so you guys might be getting this a little bit later. I'm just gonna see if I missed any of the questions. What do you think about the proverb, real photographers don't use flash? I think it's bullshit. There's no... I don't even, like, seriously, what is a real photographer? What is not a real photographer? Being a photographer doesn't matter on your equipment, on how many years have you been doing it, if you do it just for fun or if you do it professionally, because there are photographers that have been doing this for like a lot of years, call themselves professionals, and suck at it. So nothing really matters to me when it comes to being a photographer. It can be even just someone that's very creative and just loves taking pictures and creating art. Doesn't even matter if someone sees it. So no, real photographers use whatever they like. Okay, lenses for iPhones and Samsung. I don't think I've seen how they work, but I think that would be really cool. So many people are switching to like their phones with everything now, and the phones are becoming like more and more weird nowadays. But I think it's really awesome, because sometimes I wish I had my camera with me and I don't have it, and I have my phone, so maybe I could take some really cool pictures with a phone. And I've actually seen a video, I think it's a pretty popular one here on YouTube. I don't remember the photographer's name, but he did the whole photo shoot using only his iPhone, and the pictures turned out pretty damn good. So again, just proves that it's not about your equipment, it's all about who's using it. Thank you guys so much again for all these nice comments. for some reason I thought that this time would be really great, but apparently a lot of you guys like are losing sleep. I'm sorry for that. Maybe next time I'm gonna do a stream a little bit earlier so maybe more people can join. So Serena's asking if I would ever do a workshop in Canada or in Mexico. I would love to do a workshop. It's definitely something that I'm gonna try to do this summer. I already have an idea for a workshop and what I want to do in it, and my only concern is how many people are gonna sign up. So I think I'm gonna just organize it and do it. Doesn't matter if only one person or two people come. I'm just gonna do it, and I think I'm really passionate about just spreading, you know, what I've learned with other people, because I wish someone told me these things when I was a beginner. You know, I wish I had someone teaching and showing the things and just sharing things. For some reason, it's a lot of photographers are like very secretive in this community, and like they don't want to share their secrets, which I think is really stupid. No one's going to be able to replicate my work, even if I tell them exactly what I used, how I used it, and, you know, what were the settings, because they are not me. And I'm totally okay with someone trying to replicate my work or being inspired by my work. I think it's very flattering, and I think it's completely okay. And this is why at the end of every YouTube video, I tell you guys that if you do a video based on this tutorial, please send me a picture. I would love to see it. I really love seeing you guys, you know, being inspired by my videos. But yeah, a workshop, it would be awesome, and I would totally love to do it. I would probably do one in Calgary, maybe one in Edmonton. There seem to be a lot of people in Edmonton that are interested in working with me. Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan's pretty cool. I think I've been there once. It's 5 a.m. here. Oh my god. In Germany. Hey Lena, I'm sorry you had to wake up at 5 a.m. It's really crazy how many people from different parts of the world are watching me. I think this is the best part about being on YouTube, is like all of the people coming together from different cities and countries and just, you know, talking about the things that they love. This is why I love Instagram. I've met so many amazing people on Instagram. I always talk to Jessica Kobasi. You guys probably are subscribed to her YouTube channel, and if you're not, you should go and do it. I talked to Ruby James. Both of them are pretty amazing, and I can't wait to meet them, and maybe next year I will fly to both of them and see them and have some kind of YouTube collaboration. Do you like drone photography? I think drones are super fun. I really love the videos that the drones can capture, because it's such a cool like bird view. Like, it's awesome. Like, I've seen so many like absolutely amazing drone like videos of just landscapes, and I'm not a person that like usually appreciate landscapes. I'm more like, I like to see people, I like to see fashion, I like to see like clothes and like jewelry and things like that, flowers. I'm not that much into landscapes, but damn, drone can like take some really awesome video. 10 p.m. in Mexico, and Mexico is lucky. You don't have to wake up at like 5 a.m. or 3 a.m. Oh, it's so crazy. So crazy. Like, I still can't believe it. So many people from different countries. In Ecuador. Is it hot there? Because it's really cold here in Canada. I wish I was somewhere really warm right now. Oh, Marco said that Jessica, Emily, and you are my favorite photographers. Thank you so much, Marco. Thank you so much. Yes, YouTube collaboration would be amazing, and me and Jessica, we always talk about doing some kind of collab, but we live in different countries. So, but I'm pretty sure that someday we will do a collab, and it's gonna be epic and awesome. Jessica is just, I love her channel. I wish I could be as funny as her, because I'm not very funny. But she's awesome. Okay, so it's 9:25. I think I'm gonna be stopping this stream now, because because it's been going for a while. And yeah, thank you guys all so much for all of your questions, for just tuning in to my live stream. Like, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Like, what the heck. And yeah, I will be doing a different live stream probably in a few weeks. Oh, okay, someone asked, I'm a fellow Calgarian. What? Calgary, we should meet up. Anyone that's okay, if you guys are from Calgary, let me know. I would even love to do a little meetup in Calgary if that's possible. I just don't know if there's enough people that follow me from Calgary that would like to meet me and take some pictures together. So if you guys are from Calgary, let me know. Alright, I love all of you guys as well, and thank you so much for sending me all of your questions. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna be going now. I feel sad now saying bye because it was so nice talking to all of you guys. Alright, so as I said, I'm probably gonna do another stream in a few weeks, and again, I will let all of you guys know if I'm doing a stream. If you guys missed it, you'll be able to see it. It's just gonna be on my YouTube channel, and new video coming tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you guys. Bye bye.